So what am I going to do? All right, I want this picture, or I've created my own bit of data. It won't look like this, but your curve might be something similar to this if you're modeling something. So look at this. It's not great, but I'll screenshot this. Oh, I'll do that again. Let's screenshot this. This is obviously not going to be your data. This is being a bit glitchy now. So let's try that again. Don't try that. Try that. Okay, I'll slow down. Right. I'll save that image. Oh, I have another golf one there. Golf 2. Yes, I could have, but I'm not, very good at it. Okay, so we come back to here. I want to put an image on, put that image on my graph. So I go to add item here. You can see that, can you? Yeah. Add item, image. It'll go to this. And I have now double clicked it, and now it's on. Where do I want to center it? It's pretty much something like that. I would like to have the x-axis as its bottom. So you'll get your image. Maybe you've drawn a line on it already, or maybe you have a football's path drawn or something like that, and you could put it in like that. The next thing we would like to do is maybe it's too thick or dense, the image. This one's not. You can't see through it. You could just change the opacity here to like half, and then if it's a really stark image and you don't want all the background in there and you want to see your graph a little bit more, or your background a little bit more here, just change the opacity here. You can work with the height and width and something like that if you want as well. Okay, so that's what our graph looks like for now. I'm going to change the opacity back to 1 because ours is fine. I want it quite strong, but if you imported something with you couldn't see the background here, you would change the opacity. Right. I want to create a table of points, so I could draw a function here. So I'm going to add a table. All right. Now, I don't want to write in the points. I don't want to guess what that point is here. I want to click and drag my points into position. I don't want to have to write it in. But in order for me to click and drag, I need to actually write some point in and click and drag it. So if I write in the point 4, it'll pop up here. But I want to move it onto my graph. So I click and hold down this thing. See this button here? I click and hold it down. I don't want it to be the same color. I'm going to change it to black. I'm going to make it an X as well, so it's a little bit clearer. And then I'm going to enable drag here. So now I can drag it up, down, left, right. And now I'm going to move that point to somewhere on this graph. So that's on the line. Now that's on the line. I'll just do that with a bunch of points. Okay. Oh, if I can, yeah. Let's just create a bunch of points. I'm going to move all these in a second. Okay. And I'm going to get ready to drag all these onto my curve. You can be as accurate as you want. That's not great, but I'll try my best here. Move that one down here somewhere. This one here. This one there. Okay, it's generally a lot of points on my curve. Right. This to me kind of looks like a quadratic. So I want the Desmos to form a quadratic function for me using a line of regression. So a line that's as close as possible using those points to join them together. Now it won't be perfect because obviously it's not a perfect quadratic, but we can have a little look. Maybe we can ignore some of the points. Maybe we can use piecewise, which means for the first half of here, this looks pretty linear, and for the second half, it looks like it might be a quadratic. How do we do that? Okay, we go to the next box down and we start typing in, right, we want our first function, y, let's get this up, y underscore 1, 1. And we don't want it equal, we want approximate equals here. We want a close, so we use this approximate equals. So I went to the ABC thing here on Desmos, ABC. I want approximate equals, and I press A. There's a general form of a quadratic. No, I don't want subscript. A. Oh, this is also in subscript. Hold on, I'll just change this. We don't want that equals in subscript. We want to up, yeah, okay, up here. A, X, subscript 1. Okay, so x1. So it's already picking something. This is as close as they can get for a line. But we want that x to be squared because we think it's going to be a quadratic. So we're going to write squared. Squared, ax1 squared, okay. Plus bx1 as well. I'll give you all the forms of these. It's a bit slow here. I'm not great at these. 1 plus c. Okay, so that's what a general quadratic looks like. It's a general form of quadratic. And this has got, not great, but pretty close. Not great, but pretty close. If I ignore some of these points, it might do a better job for me. So if I ignore which points do not work, this one did not work, this first point, let's get rid of that. It's doing a better job. It's getting closer. And maybe if I ignore this second point, I might just get this last bit of the curve to fit. The second point would be this one. So that's better. Look, that's pretty close. So maybe I can cut off the function at this point. How do I cut off the function so I don't see it all? I just want to see this bit of it, don't I? Well, unfortunately, I have to rewrite it. But it's given me these A, B's, and C's to be able to rewrite it. So that's what I'll do. I'll rewrite an actual function now, not this linear regression, which is trying to find the line of best fit. Now I'll just write the function using the A, B, and C it given me. So it's given me this minus parameter here. I'll use that. That's going to be my x squared. B was this. That's going to be obviously my x. And C is going to be this. I already have it here. So I'm just copying out the three it's given me. Okay. Now that's just repeated what's already on. But what's going to happen here, okay, I'm going to remove the one that was there previously. So I've unclicked that. Now I want to change the domain of this so I don't see it all. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So I don't see it all. Scroll down. So I'm going to restrict the domain by putting a set of brackets, these set brackets down here. And I'm going to say, well, I don't want to see it after around this point. After around 3 up to about, let's say, 7, 7.5, I don't want to see it. So I'll just say between x being 3 and 7.5, I need these between, so we should be able to do this. Don't put an x in here. And 7.5. And if I apply that, you can see it's cut off. So if I remove the initial one, now I have that function. We have a domain for that function. And we can do things like starting to find the max and min of that function and where it crosses here. Now, other things you might want to do on this if you're drawing it, once you have the function, you can do the maths on it. That's not what we're doing now. But you might want to put in, a good idea is to put in labels on the axis. And you can do that just using the similar thing that we've just done. If I just go to a random just Word document here, and I just go height and meters. If I want to put in and then I can just do a new little snip of this. Oh, I didn't want it to spell it wrong. Okay. Welcome to European spelling versus American. And I just want to put that in. I just go back and I save that as something. Go back to my Desmos. Go back to putting in an image. Go back to NNN. Okay, that's way too big, but I can just change the size of it really easily. Yep. So I now have height in meters. You could perhaps put your scale there, something like that. Length in meters, things like that you could put in. Now, there is another way of doing that. Let's say